All right. Well, let's talk about the current game instead of all the things that are probably not going to happen anytime soon. We had a PTU patch, and this was the answer, or this was probably the patch that we should have gotten initially around structural salvage, apparently. So here we are. Let me actually go here. And it's your typical, like, delete your user folder stuff. Testing focus, stability. So far, stability has been great. I don't know if this one has been good. Now, testing focuses on derelict settlements. Mineable balance, I think, is pretty solid. I don't think we have to dive into that too much more. This is the only thing that I have a hard time testing is the procedural recoil. I can't tell the difference. I don't know. I'm not an FPS player, so I'm not sure. And then Arena Commander Multicrew. Structural salvage, not on that list. What? Okay. So they'll start out with locations. The inclusion, because hair is whatever, I guess. Inhabited derelict settlements. 15? Damn, with both mission gameplay, social elements, and shops. Do all of them have shops? Everyone that I went to, I only went to 2, they had shops. That's crazy. These new inhabited settlements are spread throughout the wilderness. Well, I guess one of them looked like it was supposed to have a shop, but it was a bunch of replace me balls. Where was I? These new inhabited settlements are spread throughout the wilderness of Hurston and Microtech using the Rastar tool with a larger, expanded library of new and existing assets. Some locations are accessible via the star map, while others are new settlements other new settlements are more discreet and appear behind missions. All NPCs at these locations are neutral, making up a population of independent civilians and members of the Dusters faction, and have been updated to use the new hair tech and faction clothing. Now, to be very clear, it's just clothing. So, warning, don't put this stuff on if you plan on being out in space, because I got burned with that one a little bit. New Hurston locations include Zephyr, Maker's Point, Ludlow, Pickersfield. I've been to Pickersfield, Finn's Folly, Weeping Cove, Cutter's Rig, that's the oil rig, and Rappel. New Microtech locations include Frostbite, Razor's Edge, Bloodshot Ridge. This is in Arena Commander, right? And I think Maker's Point's in Arena Commander. Harper's Point, Astor's Clearing, Moreland Hills, and Dunborough. Now, gameplay, this is another thing that appears to not be a testing focus, but it was not ready for testing in the previous build. Openable cargo containers. 322 adds the openable cargo containers, allowing players to be able to store commodities and items in. These new 1, 2, 4, and 8 SCU containers can be purchased and sold through shops and dropped from your location inventory into your ship cargo grid. These new containers allow contents to be sold individually as well as the containers themselves. The key is store commodities in. Can I take maize and put it in these? I haven't. I'm curious how this is going to happen. Like, gun running is whatever. That was always possible even before this patch with the 1 SCU containers. Commodities is a whole nother story here, in my opinion. Now I can go to a derelict outpost and pick up containers. So, yeah, can I use them at a refinery? Yeah, there's all sorts of interesting questions here. Yeah. As well as the containers themselves, in which case any unsold contents will be sent to the inventory the container is being held in. This includes work for tractor beams and will make it so cargo is locked onto the cargo grids when ships are locked by the door integrity. Meaning, as long as the integrity is sufficient, cargo cannot be removed from the grids except by the owner or party members. It's considered a law infraction if stolen off the cargo grid in a monitored zone. Ooh. Okay. This one's a little bit weird. It says cannot, and then considered a law infraction if you steal it. We got some testing to do today. Because Jumptown now, is that thieving at Jumptown just gone? No way, right? So I'm assuming it's you can, but you'll get an infraction for it. Structural salvage balance pass. All right, here's the big thing. Overall balance pass to put structure salvage earnings more in line with what's intended. This update will increase the base amount of time it takes to run disintegration and fracturing. All right. So you still sit there doing nothing, but now you're just waiting. Reduce the amount of construction materials gained. Okay. Reduce the internal storage buffer of the reclaimer to 140 SCU. That's really good. Vulture 12, that makes sense as well. Along with this comes another mechanic to slightly offset those changes to be more skill-based. This includes an alignment field that reduces the time it takes for disintegration, as well as giving more material depending on the distance that the player is from the ideal spot. So, yeah, we definitely need a UI and VFX. Okay. And they removed the hull A from salvage mission pools. Okay. So we got some things to look at today, but specifically the two that are on screen right now are going to be the most important, I think. We'll have to see. And see what, I guess we'll have to see what other settlements we can find as well. But I guess this gets a little bit more interesting, but the just getting closer, I don't know if that really does it for me. Again, all of this seems to make the Vulture better, but the Reclaimer kind of meh, right? So we'll have to see. I can't wait to jump in and check it out. So let me go do that, but let me know what you guys think about this so far. So kind of neat.